Welcome students. In this video lecture, we are going to see how to solve a homogeneous partial differential equations. Let us first see the definition of homogeneous partial differential equation. A PDE of the form A naught dou power n z by dou x power n plus A1 dou power n z by dou x power n minus 1 dou y plus etc. which is equal to a function of x comma y. A PDE of this kind of PDE is called homogeneous partial differential equation, which can be written as A naught d power n plus A1 d power n minus 1 d dash plus etc. where here we are using a notation for dou by dou x as d and dou by dou y as d dash. Let us now see how to solve a homogeneous PDE. The solution consists of two parts. One is complementary function and the second one is particular integral. Let us first learn how to find a complementary function. For that, you consider the left side operator equation, that is A naught d power n plus etc. In that, put d equal to m and d dash equal to 1, which will give you an equation of this form, and this is called an auxiliary equation. Now find the roots of this auxiliary equation and let the roots be m1, m2 etc. till mn. Now according to the roots, we need to write the complementary functions. The first case, suppose all the roots are distinct, that is all are different, whether they are real or imaginary, that is not a matter. In that case, the complementary function will be f1 some function of y plus m1x, that is the first root into x, plus f2 another function of y plus m2 into x, that is the second root into x, plus etc. till the last term. Second case, suppose two roots are same, say m1 equal to m2. In that case, the complementary function will be f1 of y plus mx plus, if you are repeating that again, you have to put an x in the front, x into f2 of y plus mx plus of course the next terms continues. Now the third case will be, suppose if your root is repeated 3 times, then first term will be f1 of y plus mx plus again when you repeat you have to put one x, plus third time when you are repeating the same term you have to put x squared into, and it continues like that. Now let us see how to find the particular integral which is pertaining to the right side function. So this is a general formula of a particular integral, 1 by the operator operated on the right side function. Now, though there is a common formula for particular integral, according to the type of the function f of x comma y, there are certain rules which we need to follow. So let us quickly see all the rules one by one. The first rule, if the function is an exponential function, that is e power ax plus by, then this is the substitution you have to make. That is, you have to put d equal to a and d dash equal to b. Next, if it is a trigonometric function sine of ax plus by or cos of ax plus by, then these are the substitutions. That is d squared equal to minus a squared, d dash squared is minus b squared, and d dash is minus ab. Next rule, the same function is of this kind, sin ax into sin by or cos ax into cos by, then you have to put d squared equal to minus a squared, d dash squared equal to minus b squared. Here you will not have the d dash substitution. The next rule, if you have a polynomial function like this, then this is the way you have to find the particular integral. You have to take the denominator operator to the numerator as power minus 1, and then you have to expand that using binomial series. Now these are the binomial series formulae which you would have already learned. Just to brush up, I am giving 1 minus x power minus 1 is 1 plus x squared plus etc. 1 plus x power minus 1 will be 1 minus x plus x squared minus x cube etc. and so on. Okay, the next rule 5 is, when you have any other function, some general function, then you can resolve that operator into linear factors, say d minus m1 d dash into d minus m2 d dash, like this. And then we can use this procedure, that is a particular integral is 1 by, you have resolved anyway that operator, so d minus m1 m d dash, d minus m2 d dash, like this you will have. And where this 1 by d minus md dash operated on a function means you have to integrate with respect to x. But when you are integrating with respect to x, no y term should be there. So y you have to replace as c minus mx. Next, when you have e power ax plus by attached to a function like this as a product, then in that case particular integral will be 1 by the operator operated on that. You can take that exponential out of the operator like this. So when you pull that out of the operator, just one small adjustment you need to make, that is d you have to change as d plus a and d dash you have to change as d dash plus b. And then you can continue as usual. The next rule, we had seen so many rules previously. In any rule, if suppose denominator becomes 0 in any part of your computation, then this is what you have to do. You have to put x in the numerator and you have to differentiate the denominator with respect to d. So this is a common rule which you have to adopt whenever you have denominator becoming 0 in some point of time. Okay, now these notations again let us go through. D means dou by dou x, d dash means dou by dou y, and similarly 1 by d will be integration with respect to x, of course keeping y as constant. Similarly 1 by d dash will be integrating with respect to y, keeping x as constant. Let us start doing problems. The first one, you have to solve this PDE. Now look at the PDE. Each term is of order 3. So since every term is of order third order derivative, it's a homogeneous PDE which can be rewritten as d cube minus 2d squared d dash minus 4d d dash squared plus 8d dash cube. What we have done here, we have replaced dou by dou x as d and dou by dou y as d dash. Remember, this is the notation. Now we shall proceed further. First we have to find complementary function. For that we need to put d equal to m, d dash equal to 1. So how the equation is changing? M cube minus 2m squared minus 4m plus 8 equal to 0. So it's a cubic equation where you will have 3 roots. So let us find all the 3 roots one by one. First root you can get by trial and error method. Can you guess and get the first root? Yes, m equal to 2 will be a root of this equation. So once you get the first root, you can use synthetic division like this and you can transform the equation, or you can divide the cubic equation by the root. I think you all know the synthetic division process. 1 and 2 into 1, 2 comes to the second column. Then when you add that minus 2, 2 you get 0, 2 into 0, 0. Then minus 4, 0, when you add minus 4, then 2 into minus 4 is minus 8, and the last is 8 minus 8, 0, that is the remainder. So now the transformed equation will be m square plus 0m minus 4 equal to 0, which will be m square minus 4 equal to 0. And this when you solve, you know, you will get m equal to plus or minus 2. So now totally all the roots are minus 2, 2 and 2. So CF will be, for minus 2 the complementary function term will be f1 of y minus 2x. So remember, in the procedure we have said f1 of y plus m into x, that m is the root, plus now for 2 you have to put f2 of y plus 2x, plus the third term again 2 is coming. So 2 is repeated now. So whenever you repeat your term, you have to put x. So that's why that x comes in the front. Now let us find particular integral, but since the right side is 0 in this problem, particular integral will be 0. Hence the final solution will be adding both the parts, complementary function and particular integral, you get z equal to this. Since pi is 0, you have only the complementary function in z. Now let us go to the second problem. Solve d squared minus 6d d dash plus 9d dash square into z equal to, you have your exponential function on the right side. So let us first find the complementary function as usual. What is the procedure? Yeah, d equal to m and d dash equal to 1 you have to substitute. So that equation becomes m squared minus 6m plus 9 equal to 0. This is known as auxiliary equation. And now you have to find the roots of this auxiliary equation. You will have two roots. The roots are m equal to 3, 3. So again remember, when the roots are different, you have to write complementary function in one way. When the roots are repeated, you have to write like this. f1 of y plus 3x plus, since you are again repeating that y plus 3x, you have to write x into. So x into f2 of y plus 3x. Next we shall find the particular integral. This is the formula 1 by the operator operated on the right side function. Now observe this. The function is an exponential function. So what is the rule you have to apply? You have to apply the first rule. Whenever you have an exponential function, put d equal to a and d dash equal to b. So here we have a equal to 3, the coefficient of x, and b equal to 1, the coefficient of y. So we have to put d equal to 3 and d dash equal to 1. So when we do that, d square will be 9 minus 6 into 3 into 1 plus 9 into 1 square 1. What will be the answer? Yeah, we are getting the answer 0. So we cannot just leave as or write as infinity here. Whenever the denominator becomes 0, we have a special rule for that. That is rule 6, you remember? Yes, so whenever the denominator is 0, what we have to do? Put x in the numerator and differentiate the denominator with respect to d. So let us do that. Let us put x in the numerator, and when we differentiate the denominator, what we get? 2d minus 6d dash. With respect to d, you have to differentiate. So we have term like this. Again, you have to make use of the same substitution, that is d equal to 3 and d dash equal to 1. So let us substitute now. X by 2 into 3 minus 6 into 1. What is the answer? Yeah, again 0 you get. So whenever the denominator becomes 0, we have to repeat that rule 6. So whenever we get 0 in the denominator, let us repeat that rule, that is put x in the numerator and differentiate the denominator with respect to d. See, already one x was there. So now again when you put an x, it becomes x squared. And when you differentiate the denominator, 2d, when you differentiate you get 2 into e power 3x plus y. Now look at this. Is it not the answer? This is the answer because we do not have any other operator now, d or d dash like that. So this is going to be the final answer of particular integral. Now let us add complementary function and particular integral to get the entire solution like this. Now let us move on to the third problem. So here we have an equation. So first let us find the complementary function. For that, let us write the equation in terms of d and d dash. You remember, dou by dou x is d, dou by dou y is d dash. So the given PDE will become 4d square minus 12 into d dash plus 9 d dash squared operated on z equal to the right side function. So first let us find the complementary function. For that we need to put d equal to m and d dash equal to 1. So the equation becomes 4m square minus 12m plus 9 equal to 0. Let us solve this. It's a quadratic equation. So remember, this is a root formula for quadratic equation. Minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Use that formula. You have minus b, that gives you 12, plus or minus root of a square. I'm sorry, b square. B square is 12 square, that is 144, minus 4 into a into c. 4 into 4 into 9 divided by 2a. So 2 into 4. So this when you solve, you get like this. So 12 plus or minus 0 by 8. And whether it is 12 plus 0 or 12 minus 0, you are going to get the same answer. 12 by 8, that is 3 by 2 and 3 by 2, 2 times. Hence the complementary function will be f1 of y plus mx, that is the formula. So y plus 3 by 2x plus f2 of y plus mx, that is f2 of y plus 3 by 2x. Since it's the same root repeated again, you are putting that x in the front. Now let us proceed for particular integral. Particular integral 1. Why we are calling particular integral 1? Because there are two terms on the right side. So let us first take the first term and evaluate. So that's why we call this as particular integral 1. And it is on exponential function. So what is the rule of exponential function? D equal to A, D dash equal to B. What is A and B here? A is 4, B is minus 5. So we need to put D equal to 4 and D dash equal to minus 5. So when you substitute that, you get terms like this, and simply you get a number 529 in the denominator, and this is the answer of the first particular integral. Now let us proceed to particular integral 2, 1 by the operator operated on the right side function, that is the second function we have taken, and this is cos ax cos bx, that format. So which rule we have to apply? Rule 3. Whenever you have function as cos ax cos by or sin ax sin by, what are the rules? D square equal to minus a square, d dash square equal to minus b square. Now here what is a and b? A is 3 cos 3x, so a is 3 cos y, so b is 1. Hence d square will be minus 9, d dash square will be minus 1. Now let us substitute. So 4 into minus 9 minus 12 into d dash. You should remember, for this pattern there is no substitution for d dash. So we should not substitute for d into d dash. Plus 9 into d dash square is minus 1, and you have like this. And when you simplify this, you have minus 12 d dash minus 9 minus 4 into 9. So minus 45 you have. So look at this term. This is not the answer. Why? Still the operators are pending. D dash are all operators. But we need to remove the operator. So what should we do? Do you get any idea? Yeah, we are multiplying and dividing by 12 d dash minus 45. Since when we take a negative sign out, the denominator is actually 12 d dash plus 45. So we are multiplying 12 d dash minus 45 divided by the same term, so that we can make use of this formula, a plus b into a minus b. What is a plus b into a minus b? A square minus b square. That is the formula we have made use. Now when we substitute for d square and d dash squared in the denominator, it becomes just a number like this. But still we have operators d and d dash on the numerator. So we have to remove that. It means like we need to operate. So 12 into d dash operated on cos 3x cos y minus 45 into that. So it's similar to multiplication. Now here remember, 1 by 1 we are operating. Keeping 12d, first we are operating d dash. What is the meaning of d dash? Differentiating with respect to y. So that cos y, when we differentiate, we get minus sin y. In the next step, let us operate that d also. So when we operate d means differentiating with respect to x. So in d of cos 3x, that is the only term having x. Cos 3x, when we differentiate, we get minus sin 3x into 3. So this is the final answer of particular integral, since all the operators we have operated. And the final solution is complementary function plus particular integral 1 plus particular integral 2. So let us add everything, all the three parts, and this is the required solution. Now let us see another problem. Take this one. As usual, first let us complete the complementary function quickly. Put d equal to m and d dash equal to 1. We have m cube minus 7m minus 6 equal to 0, which is auxiliary equation. So here we need three roots. The first root we will get by trial and error method. So you can observe that m equal to minus 1 will be a root. Now use synthetic division and divide the equation by the root minus 1. So you all know that 1 plus 0, 1 minus 1 into 1 minus 1 there, and 0 and minus 1 when you add minus 1. Then minus 1 into minus 1, multiply and put it on the third column. Then minus 7, 1 adding minus 6 we have. Then minus 1 into minus 6 plus 6 we put in the fourth column, and the last gives the remainder 0. So what is the transformed equation now? We have divided a cubic equation with a root. You will get a second degree equation, and that is m squared minus m minus 6 equal to 0. So this, when you solve, you will get minus 2 comma 3. Hence the three roots are minus 1, minus 2 and 3. So what will be the complementary function? So you can observe here all the roots are distinct, different. So for minus 1, this is the term, f1 of y minus x. Remember, the complementary function will be f of y plus mx. M is the root. So the next term will be plus f2 of y minus 2x. For the root, minus 2. Then for the root 3, f3 of y plus 3x. So this is the complementary function. Next we shall find particular integral, and taking the first term, so it is particular integral 1 as usual, 1 by the operator operated on sine of x plus 2y, and this is sine of ax plus by, that pattern. So these are the substitutions. You have 3 substitutions here, and when you compare this, what is a and b? In the place of a you have 1, in the place of b you have 2. So what are the substitutions here? D squared as minus 1, d dash square will be minus 4, d into d dash will be minus ab. So minus ab will be minus 2. Now let us substitute all that in that given equation. So remember, in the place of d cube you have to substitute d into d square. So d into minus 1, so it becomes minus d, minus 7d into d dash square. In the place of d dash square, when we put minus 4, it becomes 28d. Last term, minus 6 d dash cube. That d dash cube you write as d dash into d dash square. So in the place of d dash square, we shall substitute minus 1. Right? I'm sorry, d dash square we can substitute minus 4. So you will have a 24 d dash. So this is how we get. So you have your term 27d plus 24d dash. So how to remove those terms, because still operator is pending. So multiply and divide by a minus b such term, so that you get a plus b into a minus b formula you can make use of. And again, wherever you have d square and d dash square, you can substitute minus 1 and minus 4 as usual. So when you do that, the denominator becomes just number. In the place of d square you are putting minus 1. In the place of d dash square we shall put minus 4. And look at the numerator. We have multiplied the numerator 27d into that minus 24d dash into that. Now let us operate d and d dash. Remember, d means differentiating with respect to x partially. D dash means differentiating with respect to y partially. So the first term d, when you operate sine x plus 2y we had. So that when we differentiate cos x plus 2y. In the second term we had sine x plus 2y. So that when we differentiate we get cos x plus 2y into 2. So since 2y is there, into 2 will come. So this is the answer. And when it is simplified, it is a minus 21 cos of x plus 2y by this. And again cancelling the factor, you have, this is the last answer of particular integral 1. Now let us proceed for particular integral 2. 1 by the operator operated on x cube y square. Now look at this. This is a new variety now. It's a polynomial. So whenever we have a polynomial in the procedure, what did we observe? You have to rewrite this as 1 minus. So I have taken d cube out. 1 minus. So these two terms divided by d cube. In the next step, divide each term by d cube. So 7d d dash square by d cube will become 7d d dash square by d square plus 6 d dash cube by d cube. And after dividing the term separately, take that term to the numerator as power minus 1. Now look at this. You have a formula 1 minus x power minus 1. So we can make use of that formula here. Right? So in the place of x, you have 7 d dash square by d square plus 6 d dash cube by d cube. So it is like 1 plus x squared plus etc. and it goes like that. Now let us do a small analysis, like since we have infinite terms in that series, we cannot keep on operating infinite number of terms, right? So we'll observe till which term we actually have values. So note d dash is actually differentiating with respect to y, dou by dou y. So when you operate that on that function x cube y squared, we have x cube into 2y, because d dash means what? Differentiating with respect to y. So if this is d dash, what is going to be d dash square? Again differentiating with respect to y. So once again when you differentiate with respect to y, you have into 2. Now what is d dash cube? Again differentiating with respect to y. But with respect to y, when you differentiate now, since that 2x cube is going to be a constant, we have 0. Since d dash cube is 0, d dash power 4 also will be 0, and after this everything will be 0, etc. So what do you observe? We have value for powers of d dash only till d dash square. So we shall stop that infinite series only till d dash square term. After d dash square, d dash cube, d dash power 4, everything will become 0. So only these terms we have. Now separately multiplying 1 by d cube of x cube y squared plus 7 by d power 5 d dash square of that. So 1 by d cube of this plus 7 by d power 5 of, now d dash square, when you operate on that x cube y squared, what is d dash squared answer? Already we analyzed. It is 2x cube, right? Yeah, which is equal to, now taking the constant outside, in the first term y squared is going to be a constant. So I am taking that outside, 1 by d cube of x cube, because 1 by d will be integrating with respect to x, is it not? So here again taking that 2 outside, you have 14 1 by d power 5 x cube. Remember 1 by d means integrating with respect to x, keeping y constant. So you will have particular integral as y squared into, remember that first term x cube, when you integrate 3 times you have to integrate. So first time when you integrate you will get x power 4 by 4. Second time x power 5 by 20. Third time x power 6 by 20 into 6. So x power 6 by 120 plus 14 into, so now x cube you have to integrate 5 times. So remember first time x power 4 by 4. Second time x power 5 by 20. Third time x power 6 by 20 into 6. Then x power 7 by 20 into 6 into 7, then x power 8 by 20 into 6 into 7 into 8. So like that it goes. So you can work it out and see, you will get this answer. So which is simplified. Hence the final solution will be complementary function and particular integral we need to add. Since we had minus term on the right side, we have particular integral 1 minus particular integral 2. So this is complementary function. And this was the first particular integral, and now the second particular integral we have to subtract, which is the required solution. So I hope you would have understood how to solve homogeneous partial differential equations. So try to solve these problems. So in this video lecture we learned how to solve a homogeneous PDE. In the next class, let us see how to solve a non-homogeneous partial differential equation. Thank you everyone.